My father-in-law is 74. Last spring, he handed a private seller $6,400 for a minivan with 130,000 miles and drove it home grinning like he'd robbed the place, because he had. While everyone under 50 fights over the same three overpriced crossovers, a quiet group of retirees is scooping up the most comfortable, most reliable people movers ever built for the price of a decent used motorcycle. Nobody's talking about these vans. After 24 years under the hood, I'm going to fix that today. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. A minivan is the most sensible vehicle a human being can own, and the used market has completely given up on them. Everybody wants an SUV now, so these vans just sit on lots depreciating into the dirt. That's terrible for the dealer and fantastic for you. Sliding doors you don't have to fling open in a tight parking spot. A seating position tall enough to slide into without folding yourself in half. Flat floors, low steps, and cargo room that swallows a wheelchair, a walker, 3 grandkids, and a Costco run all at once. Seniors figured this out years ago. Today I'm counting down 5 minivans the market forgot, every one of them a real buy for under $8,000, and I'm saving the best for last because number 1 is the one I'd hand my own mother the keys to. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Kia Sedona. I know, the badge scares people. That's exactly why it's cheap, and that's exactly why you should be paying attention. The second-generation Sedona, built from 2006 through 2014, is one of the most overlooked bargains on 4 wheels, and I can pull one up on any classifieds app right now for $3 to $7 grand. Here's what's under the hood. Early ones from 2006 to 2008 use a 3.8-liter Lambda V6, and from 2009 on you get a 3.5-liter version of that same Lambda family, making around 270 horsepower. This is a naturally aspirated engine. No turbo to cook itself, no dual-clutch gimmick, no timing belt to schedule your life around. It runs a timing chain. It is a straightforward torque converter automatic bolted to a torque converter engine, the way God and common sense intended. I had a widow come into my shop 2 winters ago, mid-60s, driving a tired Buick that was nickel and diming her to death. She had about 7 grand and wanted something she could get her grandkids in and out of without hurting her back. Everybody had been pushing her toward a little crossover. I told her to go look at a Sedona instead. She found a 2013 with 78,000 miles for $6,900. She's been back twice since, once for an oil change, once because a squirrel got into the cabin filter. That's it. Now let me be straight with you, because I'm not here to sell you a fairy tale. People remember the Sedona for Kia's old 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and that reputation is a big reason these are so reliable to begin with. Kia had to build them to survive that promise. But on a van this old, that warranty clock has almost certainly run out, so buy it on its own merits, not on paper coverage that's expired. The merits are plenty good. When you go look at one, do 3 things. First, get it up to temperature and watch the temperature gauge. These have a plastic thermostat housing that can seep, a cheap fix if you catch it, an expensive one if you don't. Second, work every power sliding door and the rear liftgate 3 or 4 times. Motors and cables are the pricey part on any van. Test them before, not after. Third, pull the oil cap and look for sludge. A clean cap on a well-maintained Lambda means you've likely got 100,000 more good miles in front of you. Who should buy it? Somebody on a tight fixed income who wants space, comfort, and a low entry price and doesn't care what the neighbors think. Who should skip it? If you're chasing bragging rights resale value in 3 years, look elsewhere. The Sedona will always be cheap, coming and going. That's the whole point. But if you think the Sedona flies under the radar, this next one is practically invisible, and it's the one I steer small space seniors toward more than any other. Number 4, the Mazda 5. Most people have never heard of it. Some people have literally never seen one, and they've been driving past them for 15 years. The Mazda 5 was a tiny minivan, and Mazda themselves didn't quite know what box to put it in, with real dual sliding doors, 3 rows, and a footprint barely bigger than a compact sedan. Built here from 2006 through 2015, and the sweet spot is the second generation, 2012 to 2015. Here's why I love these for older drivers, and it has nothing to do with speed. It has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, Mazda's MZR engine, a genuinely tough, simple timing chain, 4 that asks for nothing but oil and runs to 200,000 miles without drama. No turbo, no CVT, just a plain 4-cylinder and a conventional automatic. Fuel economy is excellent because there's so little to haul around. It won the most fuel-efficient minivan title in its day, and it earned it. But the real magic is the size. If you've got failing night vision, arthritic shoulders, or a 2-car garage that's already tight, this thing is a gift. You can see out of it in every direction because it's basically all glass. You can park it anywhere. Those sliding doors mean you never fling a heavy door into the car next to you at the pharmacy. For a retiree who mostly hauls a spouse, a couple of grandkids, and groceries, and who has quietly started to dread big parking lots, the Mazda 5 is the smartest van almost nobody considers. I sold my own sister on one. She's in her late 50s, done with big vehicles, wanted something she could whip into any spot at the grocery store. She found a 2014 with 90,000 miles for $7,200. 2 years later, 0 repairs. Her words, "It's the first car I've owned that I'm not afraid to park." Now the honest part. There's one quirk you have to know. Those power sliding door latches can get temperamental in genuine deep freeze cold. They can stick or refuse to seat properly. If you live where it hits 20 below, factor that in. Down south or on the coast, it's a non-issue. Also, this is a 4-cylinder in a van, so don't expect to pass 3 cars on a mountain grade with the family aboard. It's a city and suburb tool, not a road trip rocket. When you inspect one, cycle both sliding doors repeatedly and listen for the latch grabbing cleanly. Check the rear wheel wells and lower doors for rust, especially on the older 2006 to 2010 cars, which weren't as well protected. And feel the engine mounts on a test drive, accelerate from a stop, and listen for a clunk. A top mount can weep its fluid, and it's a couple $100 to sort. Do that, and you've got a Japanese-built, chain-driven, easy-to-live-with van for the price of a riding lawnmower. That covers the small end. This next one is the exact opposite. It's the forgotten value king, and it has a party trick seniors love more than almost any feature I can name. Number 3. The Chrysler Town and Country and its twin, the Dodge Grand Caravan. Stay with me because I know the reputation, but from 2011 onward, Chrysler dropped in an engine that changed everything, and the used market never got the memo. That engine is the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. Chrysler has built more than 10 million of them and stuffed them into everything from Jeep Wranglers to police cars. In these vans, it makes around 283 horsepower, runs a timing chain, and has proven itself a genuine workhorse. I see Pentastar vans roll through my bay with 180,000, 200,000 miles on them, still pulling strong. From 2011 through 2016, you can find these all day long between $4,000 and $8,000, and there are more of them on the road than almost any van in history, which means parts are everywhere and cheap. Now the party trick, stow and go. Both rear rows fold completely flat into the floor without you removing a single seat. For a senior, this is enormous. There are no heavy bench seats to wrestle out to the garage and hurt your back on. You pull a strap, the seat drops into a well, and you've got a flat cargo floor. Want the grandkids back there again? Flip them up in 10 seconds. I've had older customers nearly tear up over that feature after years of fighting captain's chairs in other vans. I put a retired couple into a 2014 Town & Country a while back. They wanted to do the national parks in an RV thing, but couldn't handle a motorhome anymore. They found one with 95,000 miles for $7,500, folded the seats flat, threw an air mattress in the back, and spent a summer sleeping in it across 4 states. They send me a postcard every year. The van's past 150,000 now and hasn't stranded them once. Here's where I earn my keep though, because this van has homework. On 2011 to early 2013 Pentastars, there was a left cylinder head issue, a valve seat that could drop and cause a misfire. Chrysler knew it, extended the warranty on that head to 10 years and 150,000 miles, and by 2014 the problem was engineered out. So do this. Take the VIN to a dealer or run it and confirm whether the head was already replaced, or simply buy a 2014, 2015, or 2016 and sidestep it entirely. Second, these vans use a computerized power module called a TIPM that can act up, flaky electrical gremlins, a fuel pump that won't shut off. Ask the seller about any weird electrical behavior and take it seriously. Third, check the rear air conditioning actually blows cold, because the rear lines are a known weak spot. Who should buy it? Anybody who wants maximum space, that flat folding floor, and dirt cheap parts, and who's willing to buy the right year. Who should skip it? If you want Toyota level, buy it and forget it peace of mind, and you don't want to think about a service bulletin, this isn't your van, the next 2 are. Before I get to the top 2, if this kind of straight talk is saving you from a bad buy, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on exactly which used vehicles are quietly worth your money and which ones dealers are praying you don't research. Now number 2. Number 2, the Honda Odyssey. People forgot you can get one of these for this kind of money, and that forgetting is your opportunity. The Odyssey has always been the driver's minivan. It handles like a big sedan. The seats are supportive on a long haul, and Honda's interiors just wear well. Older folks who used to autocross a Civic in another life tend to gravitate to these, and I get it. The engine is Honda's 3.5-liter V6, and it's a strong, smooth, long-lived unit. But, and this is the whole ball game with Odysseys, you have to buy the right years, and I'm going to save you from the trap. First, the old trap. The late 1990s through mid-2000s, Odysseys had a genuinely weak automatic transmission that failed early and often. That's ancient history now, but it poisoned some people's memory of the brand. Second, the modern watch item. Many of these V6s use a fuel-saving system called variable cylinder management that shuts off cylinders to save gas. On some vans, that system leads to oil consumption and fouled spark plugs over time. It's manageable, and plenty of owners run these to 250,000 miles, but you want to know about it going in. So here's my honest guidance. For under $8,000 in 2026, you're realistically looking at an Odyssey from 2008 to 2011 with some miles on it. Find one with a thick folder of maintenance records. Odyssey buyers tend to be meticulous, which works in your favor. I had a school teacher bring me a 2010 she'd bought for $7,000 with 140,000 miles and a shoebox of receipts from the original owner. Timing belt done, transmission serviced on schedule, the works. She's added 40,000 trouble-free miles since. When you shop one, do this. Pull the dipstick and check the oil level precisely. Low oil on a van that just had it changed hints at a VCM burner. Ask when the timing belt was done. These V6s use a belt, not a chain, and it's due around 100,000 miles, roughly $700 to $900 if it's coming up. Feel for shudder from the torque converter around 40 miles an hour, a known nuisance that a fluid service often calms. And check that both power doors and the tailgate cycle without grinding. Nail those, and you've got the most car-like comfortable van on this list. Who should buy it? Somebody who still enjoys driving, wants a plush highway cruiser, and will actually keep up the maintenance. Who should skip it? If you want the absolute lowest thought, lowest fuss ownership on the planet, and you never want to hear the words spark plugs again, then you want number one. Number one, the Toyota Sienna. This is the van I'd buy my own mother, no hesitation, and it's the one seniors are quietly buying faster than any other, while the rest of the market chases crossovers. I'm talking about the second generation, 2004 through 2010. And I need you to understand what you're actually getting, because it will change how you shop. From 2007 on, the Sienna carries Toyota's 3.5-liter 2 GR FEV6. Let me tell you where else that exact engine lives. The Lexus RX 350, the Toyota Highlander, the Camry Vive 6, the Avalon, the Lexus ES 350. This is the same fundamental engine Toyota put in a luxury SUV that cost twice as much, a port-injected timing chain V6 with no belt to replace and none of the carbon buildup headaches that plague the fancy direct injection engines. It is boring in the best possible way. You start it, you change the oil, you repeat for a couple 100,000 miles. I've personally seen these Siennas cross 300,000 miles. One of the highest mileage vehicles I've ever laid hands on was a 2008 Sienna, past 370,000 on its original engine, still running like a watch. And here's the part that makes it the perfect senior van and separates it from everything else on this list. The 2004 to 2010 Sienna was the only minivan in America you could get with all-wheel drive. If you're older and you live where it snows, that matters more than any other single feature. Confidence in a January parking lot. Traction on an icy incline to church. No other van of the era offered it. That's why the smart retirees hunt these down, specifically. Let me tell you about the customer who taught me to respect this van. Years back, a gentleman in his 70s came in, meticulous type, retired engineer, asking me to inspect a 2009 Sienna AWD he was about to buy, 120,000 miles, $8,000. I went through it top to bottom, expecting to find him some leverage. I found nothing. Original everything. Drivetrain tight, no leaks. I told him to pay the man. He's now well past 200,000 miles. Every time he comes in, it's for an oil change and to tell me I was right, which I don't mind hearing. Numbers, because this is where it gets almost unfair. A clean 2007 to 2010 Sienna with 130,000 to 170,000 miles runs roughly $5,000 to $8,000, depending on drivetrain and condition. For that money, you're getting Lexus RX engineering, seating for 7 or 8, and a chassis that routinely doubles its odometer. Real repair costs from my shop, not dealer fantasy pricing. A water pump, if it ever needs one, runs a few $100s. Brakes all around, a few $100 more. These are cheap bones to feed. Now the honest checklist. because even the best van has one thing to check. On the Sienna models built before 2010 with the 2 GRFE engine, there's a rubber section of the VVT-I oil supply line that can eventually leak. Toyota addressed it with a metal pipe, and it's a known, well-documented fix. Ask if it's been done. If not, budget a couple $100s and sleep fine. Beyond that, on a WD models, drive a slow, tight circle in an empty lot and feel for any binding or clunk. Look for a dashboard that isn't cracked, since some hot climate examples developed dash issues Toyota extended coverage on. And do what I always tell people, find the grandparent van. A Sienna owned by an older couple who garaged it, did every service on time, and never hauled a Little League team through it is basically a low-mileage new car wearing an old odometer. Those are out there, and they're the ones to grab. Who should buy it? Honestly, almost anyone, but especially a senior in a snowy climate who wants one vehicle they can trust for the next decade without a second thought. Who should skip it? Nobody's ego is going to be fed by a Sienna. It's not flashy. It never will be. And the people driving them to 300,000 miles could not care less. That's exactly why they win. So there it is. 5 minivans the market forgot, but the smartest buyers on any lot didn't. The Kia Sedona, cheap because of a badge and bulletproof because of a warranty it had to survive. The tiny Mazda 5, the easiest parking, best visibility van almost nobody remembers. The stow-and-go Chrysler and Dodge twins, forgotten value with a flat folding floor and a 10 million strong engine. The Honda Odyssey, the driver's van hiding in plain sight if you buy the right years. And the Toyota Sienna, a Lexus drivetrain in a work boot body, the last van you'll ever need to buy. You now know 5 vehicles you can buy for under $8,000 that will outlast crossovers costing 3 times as much. Next time a salesman tries to steer your parents toward a shiny lease return crossover with a payment attached, you'll know exactly what to say. If this helped, like the video and subscribe, and I'll keep giving you the truth the dealerships would rather you never hear. Drive safe, take care of the van, and it'll take care of you for a long, long time. I'll see you in the next one.